Woo! What is up, guys? I'm here for a movie review. I have not done this in forever, but I want to do this especially for this movie because I'm reviewing Spider-Man Far From Home. Y'all, I saw this early this morning. I planned to watch it, and I was planning to go to my aunt's straight after, but my butt forgot about my uniform for work tomorrow, so I had to come back here, and I figured, you know what, might as well just do this here and then just go about it later. My God, y'all, I saw this at like 10 o'clock today. The theater's like 10 minutes from my apartment, and when I tell you, I was so hyped up during this movie. This is probably one of my favorite Marvel movies thus far. Like, I can put it in my top 5. Like, y'all, overall, the premise of it is that Spider-Man's on vacation. He got to deal with his threat, and then we basically see him kind of have a coming of age. We see Peter grow up in this movie. So we start off with basically, oh my God, and Marvel, you are so extra with this. We had an in memoriam slideshow for all the people who died in Infinity War and Endgame. And it was actually set up by like a student who did an in memoriam video. I was like, Marvel, you are so extra. But basically we find out that half of Peter's student body class was dusted, and basically, you know, they came back and they had to restart the whole year, even though they just took midterms. I'm like, dang, I feel y'all there. That's like getting an extra week on the calendar because y'all got snow days. So Peter, you know, basically it's a science trip to Europe. How is a science trip to Europe? It makes sense. I don't know. I'm just like, oh, we're taking a class trip. Cool. And so basically Peter has a plan of telling MJ how he feels about her. I'm like, bruh, I understand. You were dusted for 5 years. You thought you were never going to see your family and your friends again. You just want to get on with life and just, you know, you don't want to hold back nothing. But he's still that little awkward kid we know and love. So we get to next scene. Aunt May, she's back. Okay, we find out she was dusted too. She pops back in the apartment. The people living there were just like, who the F are you? And so Spider-Man, he's making appearances. You know, he's a guest appearance and all that. We see Howie, and I'm just like, Howie, we missed you. And we get him and Aunt May having a little awkward like little thing. And I'm just like, we see something going on here, and Peter sees it too, because like he's like, what just happened? And then Nick Fury calls, and basically Peter's like, I ain't trying to do no superhero thing this summer. I'm good. I'm fine. And, you know, basically Peter, he's still dealing with, you know, Tony's death, but he's not opening up about it because he feels like no one will understand. And that's totally understandable. So we get to Europe. We get to London first. Well, I can't remember where location we get first. We see the first elemental. And basically, they're like, oh, what the F's going on? Peter's trying to handle this while trying not to expose himself to other people. And then when we see Mysterio. Mysterio, basically, he's from another alternate universe. And basically, he comes to basically help Nick Fury and Maria Hill, who we saw at the beginning of the movie, who have found the first elemental in Mexico. So basically, Peter and Mysterio, they kind of like start to bond with each other because I feel like Peter kind of wants someone who understands him. And I think, you know, the other Avengers, they're doing their own thing. They're trying to get back to normal. But like Tony was that person for Peter. That was his father figure. And I think he saw Mysterio as an older brother for him. Mind you, Mysterio, he got all ulterior motives, okay? Basically, he's a failed actor. He has beef with Tony Stark because he got fired. And basically, Tony took his Edith thing that we originally saw from Civil War, and basically he claimed it as his own. And so he got everyone who was wronged by Tony all together, basically to make it all look like he's the hero, and he's willing to let people die in the process. I'm like, see, I already knew he was going to be a villain. Even though I didn't read the comments, I just knew he was going to be the villain in this, okay? Because I was like, something's up with you. And during the movie, he was just like basically like poking at Peter, saying like, oh, it ain't going to work out with MJ. You're still kind of awkward. I'm like, dude, what the hell? And speaking of MJ, y'all, Tom and Zendaya just have the most like, the most relatable and just like smoothest chemistry. Because, you know, these are kids in high school, and I understand why people ship them so much, because it's just, it's relatable. It's like awkwardness and it's just cute. And, you know, they're basically, you know, just trying to like get their stuff out there because they're nervous because the other person may not have the same way. And basically MJ finds out that he's Spider-Man. He tries to brush it off. He's a crappy liar. But basically he's like, okay, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. She was like, oh, I'm only like 67% sure. And it's like, no, you're 100% sure. And, you know, Ned, you know, he feels some type of way because, like, oh, someone else knows a secret now. I thought that was our thing. Ned, I got a bone to pick with you. You're hyping up that y'all are going to be bachelors in Europe. And then as soon as y'all get on the plane, you get a new girl. I'm like, Ned, you so wrong for that. But you know what? That happens, okay? Once you start dating somebody, you forget about your friends so quick, okay? Oh, my God. It's so funny. But yeah, the one thing I want to point out is like that final like third act that happens. Basically, y'all, Peter almost died. I was so worried. I was like, no, you cannot take him out, even though I know he's gonna make it in for the next phase 4. Y'all can't take out my little man like that. But thankfully, he's okay. He gotta get stitched up by Howie, and he's just so frustrated. He finally lets out that he literally feels like he's being forced into being the next Iron Man, but he feels like he can't. Howie lays it to him is like, you're never gonna be Iron Man. No one else can. But Tony would not have trusted you with this if he didn't think you were gonna do something after he was gone. He basically said he would not have sacrificed himself if he didn't think you could take over after he was gone. And I was like, he had so much faith in you. If you knew how much he was grieving when you dusted, man, he figured out the time travel theorem to get everyone back for you, Peter. I'm like, oh God. I'm just like, he has so much faith in you, Peter. It's okay. It's like I was crying for that whole scene. I'm like, oh. But he's ready to go and kill Mysterio. He's like, let's go kick his ass. I'm like, you go ahead, boy. And we get this whole scene of him making his suit, and it just gives you throwback vibes to like the first Iron Man. I'm like, the parallels are there. And basically, we're on the London Bridge, right? Mysterio basically staged the whole thing with the elementals. Basically, he's taking everyone out. He basically traps Peter's friends there. I'm like, you freaking kidding me? You're going to kill kids? Like, goddamn. And we see Peter go to battle with him. Let me tell you, Peter is taking hits after hit. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then one of my favorite parts for him as a character, basically he's going in the battle. He has his own shield. He gets one of the drones and puts it as like a weapon. And he's ready to go to war. And he won, y'all. He freaking won. His face scuffed up. He's about to take the glasses from Mysterio, but then he realizes it's a decoy. He grabs it from the side. I'm like, ooh, you good, boy. You good. You good. My goodness. Oh, my goodness. When MJ runs to him, oh, my God. I was like, this is just too many feels right now. Like, this is so cute. She was so worried about him. She just ran and got the thing from, like, the museum thing and was just, she just jumped in his arms. Just like, this is just too cute. This is too cute. And then, you know, we finally see them have a moment, and she shows him the necklace that Howie gave him in case he wasn't going to come back. And he was, like, going on a tangent. It was like, oh, I had this whole plan that I was going to give this to you in Paris. And she just realized it's like, I really like him. And she just, like, as soon as she hears that she was the plan the whole time, like they were talking about it back in school, she kisses it. I'm like, finally! Finally! And, you know, I love how they did MJ's character. Zendaya's an amazing actress. Basically, you know, I'm gonna be so honest, Michelle was kind of like a bitch in the first movie, and understandably. But basically, we see her kind of open up and kind of let down the walls, and, you know, basically, you know, they like each other. They kissed like 3 times in this scene. I'm like, okay. And then Derocles like, oh, I'm gonna get back to class and I have to go clean this up. Okay. And they hold hands when they get through the airport. I'm like, ah! So cute. And a funny scene is Spider-Man. He does a little monologue thing in the background. It's like, you know, just too much has gone on. The deception has been too much. No more lying. We see him sitting down at the table. I thought he was like ready to like put out to the world that he's Spider-Man. But basically, he's having to sit down with Aunt May and Howie, asking if they're dating. Howie says, like, in relief, like, yes. And like, Aunt May's like, no. Basically, she thought it was a summer fling. I'm like, oh, Howie. Bruh. Oh, Howie. Man. Ooh, y'all, I'm sorry. I thought I was going to sneeze. But yeah, let's get into the stuff we need to talk about, okay? We had 2 post-credit scenes. We had a post-credit scene and an end-credit scene. End credit scene, I'm just going to go straight into that. Basically, Nick and Maria Hill were Skrulls. The actual Nick Fury and Maria Hill are on vacation and on the ship. And I'm thinking we're going to see a lot more of the Skrulls coming up with Phase 4. Because I know it's being told that it's mainly like going to be about space. So I think we're going to go about that. Also, post-credit scene. Okay? So the way we ended up the movie was like, MJ was flying around with Peter. He almost dropped her. Basically, that's how we ended it. But with the post-credit scene, we see them land. She's basically like, we're never doing that again. I'm like, girl, you're going to do that again in the next movie, okay? Y'all going to end up doing that again in the worst-case scenario. So we see him, like, leave, and we see the Times Square billboard thing, news thing pop up. It's Daily Bugle. And as soon as we saw, if you've seen the first, like, Spider-Man movies, like the 2000 Spider-Man movies, you remember this guy. It was that dude that was, like, putting out that Spider-Man was, like, a menace. I'm like, oh, no. I knew they're going to try to frame him for this. I knew. Mysterio recorded a whole video before he died, basically saying that Spider-Man was the one that made the whole hologram thing. Iron Man gave him Edith. It's completely just basically tarnishing the Stark Industry Tech name, and basically said he's trying to be the next Iron Man. He killed me. He's trying to do all this just so he'd be the next Iron Man. I'm like, oh shit. Oh damn. But I was not ready for this part. He outs him as Spider-Man. He said Spider-Man's real name is Peter Parker, and it shows his whole picture. He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, literally, I was in that video, I was like, shit. What is happening? Who we gotta call? Someone get Nick Fury back to Earth. That was me in the theater. I was like, oh no. Oh my God. Like, how the heck we gotta wait 2 years for another movie? I'm like, y'all need to give me the whole Phase 4 lineup. Tell me when Spider-Man's gonna be in these movies, because we can't just push this off to the side, okay? Whew, Lord, my nose, y'all. Like I said, we cannot push this to the side. Someone call Nick Fury. Get Cap out retirement. Someone call Falcon, okay? Get the memory things from Men in Black, Sony. This is not... I'm freaking out. Oh, I'm freaking out. Like, I'm just like... This changes everything. And I'm just like, damn. He just saved the world. He got a girlfriend now. It's all good. And now y'all throw this in. And I'm like, he can't go back to school now? He gotta go into hiding. I'm like, damn. Like, oh my God. Like, I don't know how we gonna fix this. Like, oh my God. Oh, and I'm gonna watch this again because I'm taking my nephews to go see it later today when I'm done filming this. So I'm just like, oh my God. This movie did everything for me. And you know, originally when I found out they made a third Spider-Man, I was like, y'all, I don't know how many redos I can deal with. First of all, I didn't know that Amazing Spider-Man was just done. And then I was like, well, they got a new Spider-Man. Then I saw Homecoming. You know, I was like, okay, let me go watch Civil War. And I was like, oh, okay, this guy, I like this kid. But now after this, I was like, Tom Holland, you're going to be the top dog in this franchise, okay? Because I know Phase 4, we just say goodbye to the old heroes. And I know we got to stop some new people. I know Black Panther's in front and center right now. Falcon's the new Captain America. But y'all, Spider-Man, right here, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. This review was all over the place. But, like, I haven't done this in a while. So I don't really go step by step with what happened in the movie. Just kind of the points I pointed, like, that stuck out with me. So let me know in the comments. What do you think of the movie? What was your favorite part? What do you think is going to happen in the third Spider-Man movie? Because I don't know what we're going to call it. Because basically they have like the home in it. And with the title, we had Homecoming. We had Far From Home. Is it Home Invasion? Because God, ooh, Lord. this phase 4 is about to be crazy, okay? This is the best way to end off phase 3, because, whoo, Lord goddamn. Anyway, that's your girl. Peace out, my love. Have a great week. Bye.